I swear on my mother's grave, I will kill every man involved in your murder.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of Billy the Kid, Season 2, Episode 3. The book chronicles the violent incident that sparked the Lincoln County War as the regulators seek justice on their terms. Join us for a thrilling recap of the 7 biggest moments that had us on the edge of our seats. From unexpected twists to high-stakes showdowns, this episode had it all. Warning, spoilers ahead, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. The actual beginning of the Lincoln County War, which includes the real-life Old West criminal Billy the Kid, is depicted in Billy the Kid Season 2, Episode 3, The Agony. Before the third episode, Season 2 had essentially created the tension that would eventually lead to war between John Tunstall, Lawrence Murphy, and each of their armed cowboy enforcers. After too much competition between the Murphy and Tunstall enterprises in Lincoln County, the inebriated Murphy and the dominant Santa Fe ring headed by influential New Mexico landowner Thomas Catron were obliged to take matters and the law into their own hands. Billy the Kid's second season episode, despite a few notable artistic choices that stray from historical accuracy, nevertheless presents a pretty realistic picture of the Lincoln County War. Most of the key details of the Lincoln County War are still true, particularly the part where Billy and the regulators fight Jesse Evans and his band of outlaws. Much of the agony centers on Billy's intense irritation, which, by Billy the Kid Season 2, Episode 3's unexpected finale, hits an all-time high. Billy the Kid will be put to the test in the mid-season finale, which is the last episode before Billy the Kid Season 2 ends. Dick Brewer's deputy status gets revoked by Catron and Sheriff Brady. In keeping with the previous episode, Billy the Kid Season 2, Episode 3, opens with Sheriff William Brady going inside John Tunstall's well-known general store and bank in Lincoln, New Mexico. Brady's intentions are once again questioned by Dick Brewer, the manager of the Tunstall shop and the future leader of the regulators. Brewer implies that Brady lacks the legal authority to close down Tunstall's business and is circumventing the law in order to work with the powerful and affluent Murphy house. In Episode 3, Brady not only targets Tunstall's store but also demands Brewer's constable badge, claiming that Brewer's legal position as a law enforcement officer was revoked by Thomas Catron. Brady is aware that Tunstall's attorney, McSween's attempt to resolve the case through the legal system will be futile because the courts were also under the influence of Murphy's house. Brady is called out by McSween, who openly charges him with bribery. Shortly after, the normally unassuming Brady exhibits a chilly side and tells McSween and Brewer to be quiet. Billy the Kid encourages Tunstall to fight Murphy's house straight on. Tunstall returned to Lincoln County, afraid for his life, having escaped smallpox and facing threats from Catron's emissary Edgar Walls as he lay in a hospital bed in Las Vegas. Sending Billy and his other hired hands to liberate the Jesse Evans gang from prison was his attempt to make peace with the Murphy house. But it backfired miserably, prompting Tunstall to concede that war was inevitable. Billy and Tunstall finally get to converse about their fathers in the opening scene of Episode 3. And as a result, Billy begins to think of Tunstall as a father figure. Tunstall tells Billy how horrible it would make him feel if someone died for him, but Billy reassures him that the only way to win is via combat. The Jesse Evans gang ambushes and murders Tunstall in cold blood, in yet another attempt by Murphy and Brady to use the legal system against the Englishman. Jesse Evans and his gang are dispatched to reclaim Tunstall's horses and cattle. Upon seeing that Tunstall's ranch is empty when Jesse and his group arrive, Jesse resolves that their search will continue. To finally put a stop to this dispute, Jesse rallies his group to pursue Tunstall. Initially reluctant, Jesse's boys eventually consent and go with their leader, ambushing Tunstall outside his ranch as Billy and his gang go on a lunch hunt. Billy is horrified to witness Jesse and his group ride up to the sitting duck Tunstall and shoot him in the cold, silently. Billy the Kid vows to kill everyone responsible for Tunstall's death. Billy promises to exact revenge on Jesse Evans, his once friend, for killing Tunstall after learning of the mentor's untimely demise. Billy the Kid, who lived in real life, swore to kill everyone who was accountable for Tunstall's demise, especially since Tunstall was the only influential person Billy had ever been treated fairly by. The real Billy the Kid was incredibly devoted and appreciative of Tunstall giving him another opportunity at life, even though the MGM series chronology makes Billy's devotion to Tunstall seem justified. Halfway through episode 3, Billy's life is forever changed by Tunstall's death, and thus begins his revenge. The Regulators are officially formed by Billy the Kid and Dick Brewer. After Tunstall passed away, his remaining followers came together under the direction of Alex McSween, who remained committed to working with the Honorable Judge Wilson to pursue proper compensation for Tunstall passing and the Murphy House wrongdoing. The surviving members of Tunstall's enforcers, dubbed the Regulators by Billy the Kid, take the lead. Billy the Kid portrays the Regulators as a group of roughly 20 men, including Dick Brewer, Charlie Boder, and Tom O'Folliard. The only aim of the Regulators was to exact revenge on Tunstall for his unjustifiable death by any means necessary, even breaking the law. Dulcinea kicks Billy out after he tells her about the upcoming war. In the series, Billy tells Dulcinea del Tabasco that he intends to kill the Jesse Evans gang and Murphy's house in retaliation, which puts an end to their developing romance. Dulcinea objected to the notion right away, informing Billy that she believed his days as a ruthless criminal were behind her. She truly grows to love Billy quite quickly after learning that he is not the ethically changed individual she had anticipated. When Billy confronts Dulcinea about the impending conflict in Lincoln County, she replies by throwing Billy out of her home, perhaps putting an end to their brief romance. Billy the Kid kills 2 members of Jesse Evans' gang. Billy Morton and Frank Baker, 2 known members of the Jesse Evans gang, are located by Billy and the Regulators. Following a fierce gunfight, Baker and Morton are encircled by the Regulators and have no choice but to give up. Dick Brewer, who has had his constable title revoked, assures them that they will return safely to Lincoln County while continuing to push for the judicial system to handle Tunstall's killing. Billy foresees that if they bring Baker and Morton into town, the dishonest Brady will finally let them to go free. In what is known historically as the Blackwater Massacre, Billy the Kid kills the defenseless Morton and Baker without hesitation.